Meet Daniel, a 31-year-old firefighter in a bustling city. When the alarms rang, he was a machine, sharp, focused, fast. But when the alarm stopped, his mind didn't. At night, he'd lie in bed, replaying burning buildings in his head. He'd imagine structures collapsing differently. Think about the calls he might get tomorrow, and see worst-case scenarios before they ever happened. His body was in bed, but his nervous system was still inside a 5-alarm fire. He told himself it was normal, just part of the job. But it was more than alertness. It was a constant internal noise. He started snapping at small things and stopped enjoying time with his friends. Even on quiet days, he felt like something terrible was just around the corner. One evening, after a quiet shift, he saw an older captain named Harris cleaning equipment. Harris had been a firefighter for over 25 years. Calm, steady, unshakable. Daniel finally broke the silence and asked him, "How do you turn it off?" Harris didn't answer right away. Instead, he handed Daniel a heavy oxygen tank and said, "Walk with me." They stepped outside. The city was loud with traffic and distant sirens. Harris placed a full cup of coffee on top of the oxygen tank. "We're going to walk around the block," he said. "You carry this. Don't spill a drop." Daniel was confused. "This is the lesson?" "Just walk," Harris replied. He lifted the tank, the coffee trembling at the rim. The sidewalk was uneven. Cars honked. A group of teenagers laughed as they passed. Daniel's focus narrowed instantly. Step, balance, step, keep it steady. His mind tried to wander. What if a call comes in? What if I drop this? This is ridiculous. But he kept pulling it back. Step, balance, breathe. They walked the entire block. Not a single drop was spilled. When they got back, Harris took the cup and asked, "Did you hear the argument across the street?" "No." "Did you notice the ambulance that drove past?" "No." "What were you thinking about?" Daniel answered, "The coffee." Harris nodded. "That's the point. You don't suffer because you're a firefighter," Harris explained. "You suffer because your attention is undisciplined." Daniel frowned. Harris continued, "In a fire, your attention locks in. You're not thinking about yesterday's call or tomorrow's disaster. You focus on the hose, the door, the victim right in front of you. That's why you perform so well under pressure." Daniel knew it was true. "But when nothing is happening," Harris said, "your mind invents emergencies." That hit hard. "Your brain is trained to detect threats," Harris went on. "If there isn't one in front of you, it creates one from memory or imagination. That's why you can't rest. You're mentally responding to fires that don't exist." The coffee drill wasn't about balance. It was about attention control. Over the next month, Harris gave Daniel a new rule. When you're off duty, your job is simple. If you're eating, just eat. If you're showering, just shower. If you're lifting weights, just lift. No mental simulations, no future catastrophes, no replaying past mistakes. Every time his mind drifted, Daniel gently but firmly pulled it back to the present moment. It wasn't easy. His brain fought back. It screamed, "You're letting your guard down. You'll miss something. You have to stay prepared." But Harris had warned him, hypervigilance feels productive. It isn't. It just burns energy. Daniel started to realize that most of his stress wasn't from real emergencies. It was from the ones he imagined. His body was reacting to thoughts as if they were actual flames. Then the shift happened. One night, lying in bed, he felt that familiar wave of anxiety rising. But this time, instead of following it down the rabbit hole, he focused on something simple: the weight of his blanket, the rhythm of his breathing, the soft hum of the fan. His mind tried to jump to tomorrow's shift, but he brought it back. Breath, weight, sound. For the first time in months, he fell asleep without replaying a single disaster. Daniel didn't magically become a Zen master. He still responded to real emergencies with the same intensity, but off-duty, he learned to stop carrying invisible fires. He realized a critical truth. Alertness is a superpower in moments of danger, but it's destructive in times of safety. Peace didn't come from quitting his job. It came from separating real threats from mental simulations. And that separation was built, one moment at a time, through the simple act of paying attention. Thanks for watching.